Hello everybody, and welcome back to another tutorial on this beautiful machine, the Rc505 Mk2. Today we're going to be learning a fun little thing that you can do with delays, and we're going to be learning it through doing the very beginning of Sofi Needs a Ladder by deadmau5. So I'll play this right quick. The effect that we're looking at is here on track 4. So that's the basics of it. It is just one effect over here on C. It's a delay. But first, we're going to explain how we got this sound to begin with. So this sound is, first of all, using the synth effect. We have the resonance turned right down to make it less squelchy and nasty. Frequency doesn't matter because the resonance is way down. Our decay is on 100, which is pretty important. And we have a balance of 60, so it's part my voice and part the actual synth. Then we have it into a step slicer. I'm going to explain how this works now in just 1 second. Following that, we have a chorus. That's going to make it a little bit more stereo wide and thicker. And then we have a reverb, just to put it in a space. So without the step slicer, this is what we have. So you see it's a really loud, obnoxious sounding synth. We're going to be singing a high G for this to get this note. So we're singing like, ooh, kind of thing. Now, what this step slicer does, it's set to 16th notes with only a step max of 3, which is a bit weird. And the first 3 steps are a full 100 length, but their level is 60, 0, 0. So the only time you're getting a sound is every 3 16th notes. So it's play, skip, skip, play, skip, skip, play, skip, skip. And we have a kick hitting on every quarter note. And that's what gives us this polyrhythm sound. Now, to be able to get that loop and actually not have a stutter, like for it to keep the same distance between the notes, because we have a step max of 3, we're going to set our, our measure length on 3. If you haven't seen this before, you can hit the track button and you need to go over a couple of times. There's measure. There's a bunch of notes here. Unfortunately, we don't have a dotted 8th note, which is what we actually want the length of this to be. So the next way to make that division of time go equally into a loop is to do a measure of 3. And when we're recording this, we're just going to be singing that high G, and it's going to sound like this. And if you can actually reach the note higher, and you can see it loops perfectly. You can't hear a stutter between it. When you have a preset measure length for your loop, you can see that I hit this button to stop the record way early. And that's just because you can hit record, hit that again. It'll still keep listening to you, but it'll go all the way to your 3 measure length. So that's how we got this sound. Now let's do the actual point of the video, which is this delay over here. So this delay right now with the delay on, you can probably see you can't really hear anything, and that's because the delay I have set to, right now, about 350 milliseconds. Anywhere 10 up or down of that will sound pretty much the same. And that is the length of time between a dotted eighth note. So my delays are hitting right when the next note comes on. And what we're going to do while it's playing, we're going to jog this time down a little bit to kind of desync it from the note. We're going to go back to about 350, and then we're going to jog it up a little bit to desync the other way. So what this is doing, you've got your delays hitting on top of your delays, and on top of your note, I'm sorry. And then when we jog this back, now we're getting the delays happen here, and then here, and that's what gets us that warble back and forth. To really get this effect pronounced, we need a kind of high feedback. I have 45, anything around 50 will work, and I have an effect level of 50 also, so that the delays are coming through at a pretty high volume, but we don't want a delay that's going to continue forever. But you can hear it almost sounds like the note is swelling into itself, and that's because the delays are hitting just before the next note. And if we go up to somewhere around 400, it's like the note has a tail on the end, and you can pulse back and forth between this by just rocking it back and forth. It's a lot, rather than just turning the knob, it's a lot better to press and turn. That way you change by increments of 10 milliseconds, and you can go up and down 50 fairly fast. Also, if you just do fine adjustments, you get this weird glitchy sound. To hear like the weird crackles that are in there, that doesn't happen if you hold down the knob and change it by 10. I have no idea why. That makes no sense at all, but it's just how this machine is sometimes. It has a personality. We have to be nice to it and do the things it likes to get it to work. But anyway, that is how the beginning of Sofi Needs a Ladder. If you're wondering how I got this sound, that did not come out of this machine. That is a separate synthesizer. So I can't make a tutorial on how to do that unless you want to go out and buy yourself a TB303 clone. But if you do want me to get into some videos about working with synths and other instruments plugged into this, just let me know down in the comments. If you guys have any suggestions for any kind of videos, just ask and I'll probably make them. But anyway, have a good one, everybody. I love y'all. Big-ish. Bye.